Hi everyone, welcome to Authentic Continuity Entrepreneur. My name is Minna Crichton. So today I'm just going to do another video clip and just a quick introduction. These graphic designs is exactly what my cases are. It's defamation dealing with, and the opposing ally is glued to me. The law calls it animate or inanimate, so I'm the original versus the substitute used by perpetrators. They call themselves agents or PR or hosts. So this is what I've been up against since 2010. I can actually confirm that it's been a global game. In my personal property, I can actually prove that I've been a victim of crimes. Yes, I've been through a lot. Generally, I've had so many things happen to me that is not been my fault. It's been other people have committed offences on me. So I'm just defining that there's a difference between a victim of crime or somebody having an unstable life. But those who have used me for a pecuniary advantage and for money laundering have actually treated me like a slave. It is a trafficking in person slavery system or slave-like system that I have been used for. Tax invasion, money laundering, relationship scams, and globing. It has been a global game, encoding of all the originals in my life, including myself. And that's how I can explain the Holocaust. They're using their jobs, their vehicles. It's a game. It's a real-life criminal case game of conspiracy to take over a person's individual property, or eventually just taking over whatever it is they're after, or conspiring to take over, meaning they can take over your business, they can steal your property. Basically, as you're pinned down, the originals are pinned down, and then they're even locked out. They're using the call centers to lie, to deter, to update themselves. And yeah, basically, I have found a lot of people, whether they're inexperienced or whatever reason, it's no excuse if the system is corrupt and they're using their jobs for the wrong reason. If they're causing another human being stress, lying to them, or giving misleading information or withholding information. Okay, so my court case goes all the way back to the 4th of July 2016. I'm just reviewing everything for those that are new on board and kind of just narrow everything down. So keep everybody in the mindset of the actual court case and my in the moment evidence. But my case is definitely a contempt of court. There's a lot of felonies where there's judiciary corruption, obviously, because of the unlawful strikes of my court cases. It's fraud. I won all my cases, but the judgments were still made in favour of the defendants, even though they had no evidence. And I'm the one who's actually started the court case, and then they steal my case through trading and influence behind the scene. So it's a real life scandalous court is what you are witnessing with my case. Okay, personally, I have felt they've stolen my property, tax invasion secretly. So there's a lot of felony, very serious crimes within my personal space. Stealing people's entitlement. I have found that they've done investigations, and then I've put in my applications And that's how they've been updated, is when I submit my applications. They know everything about me in advance, obviously to steal, and they have not stopped and will not stop until I'm dead. But it's a very serious case where individuals, I am the individual in this matter, that is locked out very clearly. And I've had so much issues with my entitlements. My court case alone is worth a lot of money. So that is what I'm up against. They don't want me to finalise my court case. That is a criminal case. And because it's worth a lot, and whoever's behind what I'm going through, I have felt like they've put me in a bottle and just like conspired to exile me out in public and wherever I go. So the isolation, it has not been because I've chosen it that way. It's because my environment is contaminated by whoever's doing the controlling and manipulating and the undermining behind the scene. But I can say that I do feel in the moment, sometimes I can almost know what their next move is, or what their intention is, or their intention to steal. I have found that in the moment. It's been frustrating on me because the police will not interact. They've everything's on call centre, no one-on-one consultation with anyone unless I go out and mix and mingle. Everyone knows who I am because I'm the product. They've used me for a very long time, and they've stolen a lot of money using my identity. I've known that. That's why my court case is in the courts, and I haven't given up because I haven't felt in my heart to let it go. I sometimes come across the opposing allies. I'm literally talking to them, and I don't have a choice because I'm locked out. The online system is, we're sending them all our identity and everything, and then they are making decisions behind the scene or writing assessments behind the scene. That is a big no-no. The system is just allowing other people to be superior and take advantage of innocent civilians. And that's exactly what they've done to me. So basically, I'm the original, but publicly they're deceiving everybody. And that's where the coding comes in, and the twinning and the AVL. And then when I go out in public, the same thing happens. They're walking in front of me, looking elsewhere, or they're in my space, micromanaging. That's a very dangerous situation for everyone. It is a global game. It is definitely relationship setups. And the conspiracy is in the middle. The third party is a third party system. So the other relationship is being micromanaged by those who are controlling and manipulating using espionage. But it's a very bad case. My case is. So welcome to, for those are new on board, to my channel is Authentic Continuity Entrepreneur. My name is Minna Crichton, and I'm actually dealing with my legal entity, my ideas, my intellectual property. Being my court case is my intellectual property, my life, and anything that's tangible that is in existence of my life on earth. And so I'm dealing with my personal property. So my YouTube channel is actually a trafficking ring court case, and it is a real life case, and it's still pending in court. And I have found it doesn't matter how private I've been, the opposing allies has always got a foot in the door because they always want to have the upper hand, and they know that I'm intelligent enough to actually pursue everything in court. But they have glued themselves to me. So spiritually speaking, organized crime that I'm subject to is people living in craftiness. They're sly. They're always conspiring. They're always busy, being busybodies, conspiring and doing something in order to always have the upper hand. So basically that's what it looks like. This post actually proves, and the evidence in my court case clearly indicates that I have been subject to something like a scam or been used for money laundering purposes because of the intimacy of everything. Okay, so this is what it actually looks like on the surface, but you can't see them, you just know they're there. So I've been denouncing, so these are my competition. They've glued themselves to me, but these people, they represent a state, a culture, a country, whatever their alliance is. But it's a very serious alliance ganging up on one person. Hi everyone, today is Monday the 16th of February 2026. I thought I'd just do a quick little video clip just to update you guys. Today I went and saw the surgeon in regards to my neck, and I got some good news that I don't need to have an operation, because I was really worried about that. I was worried about being crippled or just having the operation in general, and worried about my future, because I am a super independent individual, always have been. But in saying that, he did say I still, I do have a compression on my neck. I wanted to record the meeting, but he wouldn't allow me. But I just took notes of his dictation, and he's gonna send me a copy of that for myself and for my doctor. So that's my brilliant news. I've been really praying to God about it, because I was so worried about losing my full independence, because I'm super independent. I didn't like the idea of going through the operation and then all the other things that come afterwards. So that's brilliant and answered prayers for me. So I'm really happy about that. So I'm just doing this clip as an introduction, and just so you can see me for me and what I look like today. So if you're following me on Facebook, the graphic designs that I use that more so to describe my in the moment situation. That it's more like the system is all technology, but they are recording us. Okay, my personal experience, they have glued themselves to me, linking to my court case, and then also when I do have my court case, everything is staged and sabotaged. So it is a criminal case, it is a scandalous court, and if you're going through what I've gone through, you'll always be a threat, because they know that they're in the wrong, and they always want to have the upper hand. So they've got their spies everywhere, and then they're coding. I was really shocked when I realized that everyone had coded me and everybody in my environment. The other thing I've noticed that they've done is with the originals, they too are being glued and copied and coded. This is to let whoever is behind this whole scam system, the courts, and so they've always got somebody in the moment. So it doesn't matter how private I am, or they always have the upper hand because of espionage. It's a very serious, high-risk situation for anyone to be secretly exploited. Plus, I'm also a whistleblower. I'm a threat because of what they did to me when I was working for the government, because that's where it started, unfortunately. It is indictable offences. It is a criminal case. It never should have sat in the civil jurisdiction. However, it does. I hope things really needs to be changed. Otherwise, there's no hope for anyone honest. Because basically, I'm up against those that are using substitutes and illegal commonwealth. You know, people have just taken advantage of me. Others are racist and biased anyway, and so they've turned my life into like a game. So on the surface, everything is a joke, and under this, behind the scenes, and in my real life, I'm fighting for my life. And then that's not the only thing I'm going through, is that they're lying to me or not telling me the truth. So I'm just doing this just to let you guys know in regards to my cervical spinal injury. The doctor did confirm that there is compression there, and I told him about all the symptoms I've had, but he didn't think that there was anything that required me to have an operation. So I was really happy about that, because I was worried about losing my independence and being dependent on other people, because I just want my independence. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I just thought I'd do this video clip as an introduction and for my next clip, and just so you can see where I am. And I wanted to let you know about my what the surgeon said about my neck. However, there's still sufficient evidence I'm injured in regards to that. So I am pursuing my case against New Zealand Police and IPCA in a higher court, which is the Court of Appeal. Obviously, like I said, it doesn't matter how private I am. They've got a foot in the door in everything I'm doing. In fact, since in the last little while, things has been a bit better, which indicates to me that God is also that God is actually moving in to protect me and to make things better for me. So I just want to thank you for all that, who is doing that. But I mean, you're talking about a global scam, okay? We're talking about millionaires, billionaires around the world who have actually come in my space. I've known that, and I didn't know what to do about it. That's why I say it's not just internally New Zealand. They call themselves agents or PR, but linking to the relationship scams. So that's why I've been denouncing all those relationship scams, because there's a historical case, obviously, them using substitutes in my personal space, but they've actually secretly taken over or stealing tax evasion, like Unison Dance Crew. And obviously, because my case is worth a lot of money, they want to steal that, or they want to sabotage the case for that very reason. And saying that is my legal entity to things that I'm entitled to as an individual and a New Zealand citizen in my country. The scary thing is the in-between of you don't know who the heck is behind it, because they are like flying into the country just to do what they're doing. And I've also witnessed them coding like as part of the game. So I have felt the Holocaust within the moment, going back to 2010, or just by the misuse of devices. But it is definitely a very serious situation for anyone to be personally attacked. However, I am dealing with my personal property. That's been my entity, that's been with my court case. It all belongs to me, so I'm within my right to do what I'm doing. So take all the tips for yourself. The whole idea of the game is everything is just gossip and somebody going around undermining or wanting to have superior. Basically, I felt like I've got no rights. Other people are stage talking or trafficking me and making decisions about me, or dictating my life, or dictating what happens to me without my permission or consent. So that is the kind of trafficking ring I've gone through, linking to my court cases and the government. So it is a trafficking in persons case with the penalty of 20 years imprisonment. And they are using your bills, they're using the call centre, and a lot of them are not even aligned with the laws. And I know that they've used my bills as a method to update and to find out what I'm up to, just finding out my current situation and set of circumstances. And I have felt them using my bills to harass, to put stress on me. So I'll just finish it at that. So just keep in mind that there's a difference between a victim of crimes and someone that is actually unstable. I'm not an unstable person, obviously. A lot of things is because it's being impeded, or somebody's interfered or stopped something from happening, or financially doesn't want me to go forward financially. So that's a predicament I'm in. So I just continue with this, and I wanted to use this clip as an introduction so everyone can see me, and for what I look like now today, being 16th of February 2026. Okay, thanks for watching me and supporting me. Thanks. Okay, so I've been denouncing the relationship scams. So literally these people here, I'm glued to, they're linking, it's internal conspiracy. So the security or whoever is doing the monitoring, they're linking themselves to the other women, and obviously they have joined forces historically to keep me suppressed. My environment has not been a safe one from time to time because everyone is glued. This is how it goes. They interfere in all your private and personal everything, and for me, it has contaminated all my family and friends. I've lost a lot. I feel like I've been like Job, but these people that are doing what they're doing, they're on the wrong path. It's not me, because they're in my space. So spiritually speaking, these people are definitely, they call themselves shadow people. They come into your space and then they disappear, but they're just taking turns, and they are using their occupation. They could be easily in your space, talking to you, looking at you, talking nicely and kindly, but they're not there for the right reasons. I've come across the enemy many times. They've spoken to me kindly, look at me in the eye, say all the right things, but I've known in my heart that they weren't there for me for the right reasons. So basically, once you are exploited like what I have been, you're dealing with imposters in your space. Common sense is, when someone's been going through something like I have, like I said, I've been through a hell of a lot in life, and they've known that, but the opposing allies dug up my past to use it against me, and there were things I never told anyone. All it did was upheaval them to conspire to suppress me or conspire to sabotage, and that's exactly what has happened historically because of all the unlawful conspiracy or unlawful accesses. But they are recording, they are definitely imposters, and they haven't stopped, and they will not stop. It's a game to them, and they know that if I ring the police ain't going to do anything, so they're not going to stop, and I'm not safe. But what should have happened was, with the victims, what they've done to me is has not been in my favor at any point. I mean, I've tried. There's no reason for me to get a good job, but because of the intimacy of gluing, it is crimes against humanity, and the government is definitely 100% involved. Everyone knows who I am, so some people are too scared to get involved because they know what it actually entails, because it's a conspiracy, and they also know that the innocent people are getting murdered, and some don't want to get involved because they're thinking of their own jobs or for their own selves. So that is my predicament as the victim of crimes. They have just taken advantage of me. They've dug up my past to use it against me, at the same time use me for money laundering. So yeah, it's a very serious case. Very, very serious. So I'll just persevere with it. So New Zealand Police and IPCA are unfortunately at fault because of the protected disclosure that I'd put in, and it doesn't matter how long ago it was, they have caused, because of their criminal negligence, they've just made someone fight for their life and allow other people to invade and steal and take advantage. But they have, I have a reason to believe that they've tried to create evidence to make out that I'm mentally retarded or unstable. I'm not an unstable person. I'm not a dangerous person either. But I am a victim of crimes. There's a lot of felony charges in my case. So that is what I'm up against. I'm also a whistleblower. And so if you are like me and you see something you don't agree with, when you actually oppose that in court, you will go through what I'm going through. However, I have survived this far, and I'm just going to trust God in the moment and everything that I'm doing. But yeah, so my court case is a very serious one. Basically, I'm just proving to you that the system has diverted. It does involve the middleman thing. There's no middleman in my cases. I'm the one who's narrating it and telling it in my own words. It is working. It is definitely working. I've needed the intervention. Like I said, it's a global game. It's been other countries involved, and it has been cybercrime. Okay, so the ACC system is the whole process is also a high risk. It's also easy to steal in the middle, in between. We're talking about tax invasion, and I've never done it before, but I've been going through where ACC is investigating everything. And I have found that they've brought up things that happened in the past that has nothing to do with what I'm going through right now, but I was able to actually send them evidence that what was written about in the assessment is not true and correct, and I've asked them to actually amend that or delete it or remove what was said in those assessments. My concern about these assessments is these people, they have all their qualifications, but I have not met them or have a one-on-one consultation yet. They're writing assessments, professional letters on behalf of whoever is paying them to do it. ACC are paying them. This is just a prime example of tax invasion and what I've been used for with ACC. I have felt in the middle that their intention, it was to switch and steal. They are acting it out when I go out. They're using their vehicles and writing words to tell me their intention, and I can't do anything about it. And so in the middle, they've got people that are conspiring to do the switch and take over. So it's easy to do if they want to work as like a syndicate, and then they know there's money involved, and if they can conspire to steal, they can split the money up, and that's what they've done to me historically. It is a Ponzi scheme. Maybe there's people in your family who's involved in it somehow, or the extremists in your family. But historically, they've dug up my past, and I haven't told anyone anything to do with the rape incidents. but they have known because they have intimately dug up my past to use it against me without any legal search warrant or any legal rights. Basically, it's all been about money laundering. So that's what I've been up against. And the gangs are linked and glued to it. So, and it's pretty dangerous because there are more than one perpetrators, meaning that they're joining forces. The cultures are joining forces, conspire. This also includes all the other people in the past that have committed felony or committed some kind of offence, and then they're just helping each other. So there's a law in the Crimes Act, this one here, I put it on this poster, is approve a conspiracy on a documentation. The answer is yes. There's a section in the Crimes Act called the false statement by promoter. So the person that is actually writing the false statement, it is actually a penalty of 10 years. Like the old system, when someone writes something about something or someone else, it's actually a false statement if it is not true. So that's a kind of mindset. So those judgments I can actually prove in the court of law that the judgments itself, they're not true. That's why I'm challenging them, because they had no evidence. All of it was just part of a public scam linking to the tax invasion or whatever they want to call it. Slavery, which is illegal. So I've been deprived of everything and anything, all my legal rights, and then they're just getting members of your family or other people to be superior. But it's an in the middle conspiracy using the misuse of devices. That is my personal experience. Okay, I'll finish it up soon. So basically, they've glued themselves to my soul, and they've known it, and they know I'm the grieving victim, and they've mocked me in my space. Mocked me and humiliated me publicly and globally. Some of the things that they were doing is just disgraceful, degrading, and just appalling. And I've had to denounce them, but they're stopping it now. That's what I've had to do, is expose what they're doing so everyone can be in on the game too. But it is definitely 100% a crimes against humanity case. It's a dehumanization of a human being, and that's exactly what they've done to me. So it's a historical case of hit and run. Okay, spiritually speaking, you're dealing with a sadistic, evil spirit, spiritually speaking. Okay, these are people who are doing malice and ill will. They hate your guts and they will kill you. I'm not joking. That is what I have found. That's another reason why a lot of people get involved, is because it's their way of making sure it doesn't happen to them. So I'm standing against all that. It is serious violent offences, and it is heinous hate crimes, and it is a global game. And it is definitely a criminal case. 100%. The reality is a lot of people have committed treason. Those laws are still active, so yes, they can all be charged for that. A competent criminal lawyer can do that if they wanted to with my case. So I will leave it at that for now. I'll keep on updating you with my situation. So thank you for those that are praying for me. I still believe I'm in the center of God's will for me. This is my journey. This is my personal journey. So, and I know I'm supposed to do this to help everybody else, help themselves, because the world is changing. And if you're left behind, if you're a left behind person still living back in the days when there was no technology, the truth of the matter is, what I have gone through, you will go through if you are targeted. Especially with how disgusting and appalling the courts have been with my case. But I will inform you, because I don't believe God wants me to give up, and I have no intention of giving up, and I do believe God will give me my justice, and no one can stop it when God moves. So I'm just trusting God in everything that I'm doing.